Yes, and so California's ascent includes a certified effort now to leave the union. CalExit is now climbing its way toward the ballot officially. The effort has until July to collect about 500,000 signatures to qualify for a referendum vote in 2018. Meantime, the rest of the country must put up with California crazies inside college classrooms, for example, spewing their anti-American hate in front of young, impressionable minds, like we saw back in December in Orange County at Orange Coast College.
White supremacist and a vice president that is one of the most anti-gay humans in this country. And so we are in for a difficult time, but again, I do believe that we can get past that. Our nation is divided. We have been assaulted. It's an act of terrorism.
Yes. Remember that, Jem? Well, she's back. Joining me now from Costa Mesa, California, former president of the Orange Coast College Republicans Club, Joshua Recalde. Joshua, I don't know how you keep sane in California, quite frankly. You look like a sane kid to me. I'll just stipulate that you are. What is your relationship with the student who shot that original video? Let's start there.
Well, last semester I was serving as the president of the Orange Coast College Republicans, and I was proud to. We run on a semester-by-semester basis, so I had the privilege of appointing someone else this semester to be the new president. So at the time, I was there as an advocate for the student, and the student had come to us, wanting to stay anonymous, and gave us this video and asked for us to advocate on their behalf. So we went to the campus administration, and the campus administration did nothing. So we released this video online. I released it on my personal Facebook page and the OCC Republicans Club Facebook page. And that's when it just shot up with...
Right, yeah. And as a matter of fact, the video that we just saw was from your YouTube account. Now, this Olga Perez Stable Cox, that's the woman, that's the professor in the video who was caught on this rant verbally assaulting both the president and the vice president of the United States. Back then, it was the president-elect and the vice president-elect, be that as it may. But she's coming back, correct, because school starts on Monday?
Yeah, and a surprising little fact to note is that her class size for this coming semester has dropped by a third from last semester. Last semester, she was teaching a class size of 636 students. This coming semester, just before we begin, I checked, and she only has 420 students enrolled in her classes.
Interesting.
Currently.
And it's a human sexuality class? Have you taken that class?
No, I haven't had the good privilege of taking that class.
I don't know what prerequisite that is, and frankly, I don't want to know. But the student who shot this video, your friend, we've not identified this student for security purposes, correct?
Absolutely. We're afraid that not only will the school take action, but the union take action. We want to make sure that the student continues to remain anonymous.
Okay, so what about this Professor Cox? Do we know, has she faced any discipline whatsoever?
You see, that's the thing. The school has done next to nothing to discipline the teacher. Not only did they increase the class size that she's allowed to have this coming semester, but in addition to that, now they are investigating 3 new students, myself included, in addition to a club advisor that we have, for just being associated with the Orange Coast College.
Okay, so you're being investigated now. For what? Have they told you what you're being investigated for?
Well, they say it's because I recorded the professor, but I don't recall being in that classroom at all.
Because you did the recording, they thought?
Well, that's the thing. They know who did the recording. They found that out, and they investigated that student, and now they're accusing myself, my former vice president, and the communications director for the club of all
a conspiracy.
That teacher.
A conspiracy, it sounds like, is what they're trying to label.
No,
go ahead.
It's a vast right-wing conspiracy.
Exactly. Okay, now, so this student, who remains nameless, is he off the hook? Or what is he? Is he going to return to campus on Monday? What's the status on him?
So the student will be returning to campus, and we haven't had a final decision handed down. We're hoping that the administration doesn't do anything too hasty. We don't want to have to pursue legal action and litigation. We're hoping for a peaceful resolve to all of this. Now, instead of hoping that they'll do something about the professor, our focus is shift to hopefully them not doing anything to the student.
Yeah, let's hope so. You know, one of the reasons why this is important, there's a whole multitude of reasons, Joshua, why this is important, and I think I'm probably preaching to the choir regarding that. But there's another element, and that is there are some people who are less educated than you, very influenced by people like this teacher, Cox. And one of them, I believe, is in a classroom in Dallas. I don't know if you've seen this videotape, roll tape. Okay, it's short, so let's take another look. I want you to watch closely at what she has in her hand and what she is doing and what she is aiming at. Roll tape. Okay, so that is video of Donald Trump being projected on a wall, and in her hand she has a gun. Okay, it's a squirt gun and it's squirting water, but clearly she's doing it in a classroom in front of kids. Wouldn't it be nice, Joshua, if teachers just went to the classroom and taught what they're supposed to teach?
I completely agree. I think that's the whole reason that tax dollars are being spent on education, so kids can be educated, not indoctrinated.
Well put. Now, regarding the First Amendment, I want to make a point with you. You know, the student who recorded this video is well within his constitutional First Amendment rights to make the recording. And in fact, you know, many kids these days record lectures, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the students even told the administration that there have been other students who've recorded in that class.
Right. And let me tell you why the teacher does not have a constitutional right to free speech in that classroom, in my opinion, in my interpretation of the law. And that is when she signed a contract with your school, she gives up certain amount of rights. You know, when you go to work, you necessarily give up certain rights. There's certain things I cannot do on the job. There'll be a violation of the protocol that I have established between this network and what I do. And the same applies to that teacher. She's violated that protocol, and she deserves to be punished. Do you think she will be?
I think she deserves to be. I don't think the campus administration will, because they understand it's a lot easier to target students as opposed to dealing with the real problem, because they don't want to go up against the union. And the president of our college, Dennis Harkins, doesn't want to do it because his job's at risk. His contract is up for renewal.
Well, you are a very bright person, Joshua, and good luck to you and good luck in the next semester. Stay strong, and just remember that folks like myself in this program, we have your back. Thanks, Josh.